So let's see. Joining text. Joining text. Now, at times, you might have been in that situation where you need to concatenate the text in a column or in group of columns. Okay, for instance, now you have two columns for first name and last name. Okay, but this is taking two columns in your data and you want just one column that would bear the full name. Okay, so how do I concatenate using formulas or functions? So I'll show you two methods. Okay, I'll show you two methods. The first one is using the ampersand symbol. All right, the first one is using the ampersand symbol. That is your and. Okay, so how do you do it? Now, because it is a formula, you need to start with an equal to sign in the cell. Equal to. Now, I want to join this text and this text. But really, what I'm simply saying is that, join whatever value you have in cell A2 to cell B2. So how do I do that? Equal to, I'll reference A2, and then I will type in my ampersand symbol, and then I'll reference B2. So you can see that symbol in there, isn't it? Once I press enter, you see what it shows. Very good. There is no space between the names. Okay, so let's say assuming I have a column, okay, that has maybe just space there. I can say, okay, join the first name to the column with space before you join the last name, isn't it? But I don't have that. So how do I tell the formula to include space before the last name? So what I will do is I'm going to delete all this and let's go over it again. So I'm going to say equal to, I'll click on the first cell, meaning grab this value in this cell, in the cell A2. Okay, now after this value, and what the and symbol does is that it wants to join it to something else. Now, what am I joining it to? I'm going to join it to space. Okay, I need to insert a space, meaning after this first name, the next thing should be a space. So I'm going to say and then the space would be in double quotes. Okay, because I want to specify a character that is not in a cell. So I'm going to open double quotes. I'll type space and I'll close double quotes. Open double quotes, type space, your space bar, click on it once, and then close double quotes. Then I will now put and again, and before I click on this value. So you see now, what this is saying is that, okay, it will first take the value in cell A2, which is neolel. Then it will join it, that is the and symbol, join it with whatever you have inside this double quote, which is space, and then and B2. So if I press enter, now you see that I have Lionel Simcoe this time around with space in between. Do you see that? Okay, so if I double click, now it follows through. All right, so this is one method. Another way is to use the concatenate function or the concat function. Let's see it here. I can say equal to concat. Okay, if you have concat, use concat. If you have concatenate, use concatenate. I open bracket. I would select the values I want to concat, meaning the values I want to join. This is the first value I want to join. Then here I will separate with comma because this is a function. So I will say comma. The next value I want to join is a space. So I'll put the space in double quotes, open double quotes, space, close double quotes, then another comma. Now my text number 3 is this value. Click on it. Then I'll close my bracket and press enter. So you can see it still gives me Lionel Simcoe. Okay, which is the name. And that is how the concat function, that is how it works. Okay, but let's go back to the formula. Now, what if I wanted underscore instead of space? it means inside of this double quote, I won't put space, I will put underscore. Press enter. You can see that it is underscore you have in the name now instead of space. Isn't it? You have underscore in the name instead of space. Now, if I wanted to say, oh, let us create an email for this person. So it will be first name underscore last name at companyname.com. So how do I include at companyname.com? I'll go back to that formula. I have gotten the first name, which is in cell A2. I have put my comma, then in double quotes, I put underscore, comma, then the last name. Okay. Now, after the last name, comma, I now want at company name. Company name is in a cell. Okay, but at is not in a cell. So I'm going to say join it with at. At is a character. I have to put it in double quotes. Close the double quotes. Then comma again. Now, at what? Company name. I will click on the company name. Comma. Then .com. .com is another character or string or text. I have to put it in double quotes. Open double quotes, type .com, close double quotes. So you can see simply what I have in this cell or in this formula is the first name, which is in cell A2, underscore the last name, which is in cell B2, at the company name, which is in cell D2, .com. So that is what it will do for everything. Now you see that whatever is not in a cell, that is a string or a text or a character that I am putting inside my formula, I need to put it in double quotes. Okay, and each one of them are separated by comma. Can you see? So I press enter and it gives me, oh, leonelsimco@air.com. So if I double click this corner, pam pam, it goes all the way down. All right. It's a bit confusing. Let me go over it again before anyone asks me to go over it again. Okay, so that I won't have to go over it again. Let's go over it one more time. And let me explain the formula from scratch again. Equal to concat. I'll open bracket. Okay. Now I want to concat what? The first name. So I need to go and click on the first name. Okay. Then what's next? Before putting what's next, I need to separate with comma. I'll say comma because I'm in a formula now. I'm using a function now. Okay. Now after the first name, I need underscore. Underscore is a character. I'll put it in double quotes. Underscore, close double quotes, then comma. Now the next thing I need is the last name. I'll click on the last name. Beautiful. Then comma. Now I have first name underscore last name. Then I need at, the at symbol. It will go inside a double quote, comma. So at what? Company name. Company name is in a cell. I'll click the cell. Company name, comma, then .com. .com is a string. It's going to go in double quotes. .com. Close the double quotes, close the bracket, press enter. Do you see that? And then I'll double click. So if it is the ampersand symbol method you want to use, fine. If it is the concat function or the concatenate function you want to use, fine. All right. And that is the concatenate function, or that is the concat function. Okay. So do you have any special questions regarding that? How do we merge concat and lower together? So that is use of functions, nested function. So function inside function. So I'm guessing you want to use lowercase for the first name, last name, and the company name. So that way it will look like, oh, it's an actual email ID that has all lowercase letters. So it's very simple. So you're going to start with equal to concat, open bracket, and you want to get the lowercase for the name. So I will start with lower, open bracket. I will select the name and I'll close the bracket for lower and I'll press comma. Okay, so this we first grab the name A2, but in lowercase this time around. And I want underscore, open double quotes, underscore, close double quotes, comma. Now I want to concatenate it with the value in cell B2. But I want the value in cell B2 to be lower. So I'll use lower as well. Lower, open bracket, click on B2, close bracket, comma. Then the at symbol in double quotes, at, close the double quotes, comma. Then, what is it called? The company name in lowercase. I'll type lower, open bracket, click on the company name, close the bracket, comma. Then .com, open double quotes, .com, close double quotes, and close your bracket and press enter. So you can see here, everything is in lowercase. If I click and drag down, it goes all the way down, everything in lowercase. Okay, or you can simply go this route. Let me delete this. Simply go this route. Once you've done this normally, then you can simply just say equal to lower, lower, and then highlight this, close your bracket and press enter. Do you see that? And then you go down. All right, you go down, and that's basically it. Okay, so either ways, so this way that I did now, okay, is simply saying, oh, everything you have in this cell, turn it to lowercase. Do you understand? So what you have in cell E2, remember, is also a formula. Okay, so this formula, you can put it entirely inside of this as well, and it will still work. Okay, so that's like 2 or 3 different approaches. All right, but you will see that the first one where I was using lower, 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 that's a bit longer. This is a bit much more straightforward.
Drop your questions in the comment section. Thank you.